renting become the new norm for the future generations with the rising costs of home ownership, the interest rates, plus the taxes, the insurance, and everything else? It is becoming increasingly difficult for the millennials and younger generations to even think about affording a house. Would the young people become renters for life? That is what we're talking about today. Here's a Forbes article. Millions of Americans are wondering if they'll be forever renters. In fact, 18% of millennial renters say that they plan to rent forever, up from 11% in 2018, according to research from Apartment List. This is excellent news if you are a real estate investor, but not so much if you are the average American trying to buy a home. Forever renting could lead to a massive shift in the housing market for investors. It is very possible that the earning potential for real estate investors will only increase year over year. And now that makes sense why the institutional, corporational buyers were buying single families left and right like crazy. They're gonna be, in a few years, they're gonna be super rich because it's gonna be the hot commodity having rental properties. What do you think? You think it's gonna happen that we're gonna become a nation of renters? Or you think the prices are gonna come down in a major way and the rents will come down as well? I really want to know your opinion on things. Forbes writes, what caused this challenging housing market? There are 6 reasons for the rise in the cost of housing. Volatile shifts in mortgage rates, low inventory, rise in cost of building materials, gas prices, high inflation, and corporations and all cash offers. Here's an article from the Zillow predictions. Compared to 2024, new rental construction is expected to drop by 21% during the first half of 2025 and drop even further as the year progresses. With fewer buildings coming online, apartment rents are expected to stabilize in 2025, a scenario that could make it harder for renters to negotiate for that free month of rent. As of October 2024, the typical U.S. rent was $2,009 a month, a 3.3% increase from the previous year. So Forbes says that the rents are going to go up. Zillow predicts they're going to be stable. What do you think? Well, I know that it's very local. Of course, real estate is super local. And I know that in Boston and the close suburbs where I am, the rents are going to keep growing. This is really a ridiculous situation. And I know that a lot of people don't see a way out. I really feel for them. And I feel if you're one of them, I feel really bad for all the young people. I have young adult children myself, and I feel really bad for them that they have to really struggle to rent or to buy their first house. If you're a millennial or a younger generation and you're renting and you don't see a way, reach out to me. There might be a way out for you. I can connect you to a great lender who can direct you. I mean, the important thing is to prepare correctly, step by step, so that you see a future that one day you can own your own property. Now, you might say, you know what? I never want to own a property because I love my mobility. I like to feel free to experience things. I want to travel around the world, maybe live in one country for 6 months, another country for a year. I don't want to think about and prioritize more mortgage payments and maintenance, and all that is not for me. I totally understand. The thing is what happens at the end of the day, you know, when you're 50, when you're 60, and I'll talk about it at the end of the video, comparing your net worth if you're a homeowner or if you're a renter. So you're saying, it's okay, Nouné, I will continue renting. Let me show you some rent forecasts. Here is an article from Rental Housing Journal. It says, new data shows there will be an increase in rents in 2025 and 2026, ending the lower prices many renters have had over the last couple of years as a result of the post-COVID multifamily supply glut. What lower rates? The rents are ridiculous now in most of the US unless there is an area that nobody wants to live in. So what are the home prices are going to be in 2025? And can you stop renting and become a homeowner? So here is what Zillow prediction article says. After several years of skyrocketing values, 2024 brought us some much needed breathing room, and 2025 is expected to offer more of the same. Home values nationally are forecast to grow 2.6%, a softening that would be welcome news for financially stressed buyers. The forecast is based on the assumption that interest rates will stay around 6.5% and that more sellers will list their homes for sale. Still, the market remains challenging for buyers and the local picture varies greatly. Among the nation's top 50 metros, Hartford is expected to have the biggest bump in home values, with 4.2% growth projected from October 2024 to October 2025. In New Orleans, values are expected to decline 3.8% over the same period. Now, I'm really hoping that we'll see more of smaller size homes, relatively affordable homes come on the market. And Zillow actually thinks people will start buying smaller homes to save not only on the home price, but also on the heating, cooling, the maintenance, insurance, and taxes. The era of mega mansions is hopefully ending. Now, who wants to pay for the heating for this enormous open space living and dining room? What do you think? Not me. Here is Zillow article. It says, after several years of living large, Americans appear ready to scale things back on the home front. The trend can be summed up in a single word: cozy. The trend is driven mostly by cost. Smaller homes tend to cost less, are usually cheaper to insure, don't require as many furnishings, and are less expensive to heat and cool. Beyond cost, though, design trends seem to signal that people are ready to do some cocooning. Heating and cooling is less of a concern if you have a large house, but you also have like 6-7 zones for heating and cooling. You can turn off the other ones that you're not using. But the cost of insurance and taxes, of course, will be higher if you have a large home compared to a smaller home. But that's a change from the pandemic time when people wanted more and more and more space, as much space as possible. So when you are done with your renting, let's say you rent for 20, 30 years, and at the end of the day, you look at your finances and you find that your friend who was a homeowner in those 30 years and you comparing to you, your net worth is much, much, much smaller. And here's what experts are saying. While there are more homeowners than renters, the gap between them is shrinking as housing costs continue to climb. The median household wealth among homeowners is 3,709% higher than it is among renters. Excluding home equity, household wealth among homeowners is 606% higher than it is among renters. But I want to know what you think. Are you thinking of staying a renter forever? My name is Nouné. I'm a real estate agent in the Boston area. If you need help, please reach out to me. All my contact information is in the description, and I can refer you to a local agent in your area. Now, if you say, I don't know what kind of houses to buy, I have a video about what houses not to buy. Watch that next.